Hello and welcome to the channel where we talk about all things Weiss Schwarz and chill with friends. My name is Liam and today we're going to the academy. Now, if you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button where we do all things Weiss Schwarz on this channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please ensure to hit that like button. As you can see, we have started a brand new series called the Weiss Chill Academy, where we're going to go through things like ruling misconceptions, Weiss Schwarz slang terms, tournament etiquette, and Q&A from people on my Discord and from the comments below. So if you do have any questions regarding Weiss Schwarz rulings, chuck them in the comments below. And as well as that, check out my Discord where there is a dedicated Weiss Chill Academy channel. And all you got to do is hit the link in the description to be part of that Discord. Now let's go to class. Now in this video, we're going to be covering 5 common misconceptions of Weiss Schwarz rulings. Now, if you have any comments regarding these rulings and how these go across, and again, any questions about that, again, please use the comments below to let me know. Or again, let me know on the Weiss Chill Academy channel on my Discord. But let's jump straight. Item number 1 on the agenda: refreshing and leveling at the same time during an attack. What do you do? What is the correct order? And do you have a choice in the matter? So the first scenario that we're going to cover is this. You are the defending character. You have 1 card left in your deck, 6 cards in your clock, and your opponent is about to attack you for 1 damage. What do we do? Let's go step by step. The first things first, the damage happens, he reveals his trigger, no trigger, it resolves as 1 damage being dealt to you. You reveal the top card of your deck, putting that card into a resolution zone, looking at your damage overall as a whole. At this point here, your deck state is now 0. So an interrupt checked timing occurs, meaning that you must refresh your deck. So as we do that, we shuffle our deck a bit, and then we replenish our deck through the refresh mechanic, and at that point we then gain a refresh point of 1. At that point there, we still finish resolving the damage. So 1 damage has been resolved. Has it cancelled? No. Therefore, the damage that is taken goes into your clock. At that point here, there is now an immediate interrupt time again regarding your level situation. Your clock has now entered 7 cards in clock, or 7 or more cards in clock. At that point here, you must level. So I'm going to choose to level up this climax stopper. Then you resolve the rest of your clock into your waiting room. At this point here, you still have a refresh point that you must resolve. So at that point, the top card of your deck becomes damage. Good job, me. Good job. Now, the important thing to realize with this situation is that because of how damage resolves, you do not get the option to choose if you level up or you refresh first, because the damage of the resolution of the damage basically happens where the card that is revealed as part of your damage enters a resolution zone. At that point, your deck state becomes 0. You immediately have to refresh your deck, and then at that point you go, okay, now we do a check timing on the damage to go, has damage been resolved or has the damage not been cancelled? And if it hasn't been cancelled, you then put it to your level or your clock. And at that point, you then resolve your level up. So the important thing here is that in this situation, you do not get to choose whether you level up first or you refresh first in this scenario. Now, there are a lot of other situations and a lot of other rulings in terms of doing effects through a refresh or leveling up through a refresh. And there are certain scenarios which I would like to cover on a separate video, totally dedicated to refreshing and leveling and things like that. So again, make sure you subscribe to the channel and be part of our academy to see that video in a few weeks. Now, the next topic I would like to discuss is revealing cards from a deck, and specifically the word revealing when it comes to the actual mechanic of the game. So imagine you have got this event. It is the Drago Buster event from Slime Series Set 2. And what it does is you can play the event, and if you do, you reveal the top 7 cards of your opponent's deck. And then for each climax that you reveal, you shuffle those cards back into your opponent's deck, and you put that many cards from the top of their deck to their waiting room. It's not class damage, but it reveals 7 cards. But what if your opponent's got less than 7 cards, say 5 cards in their deck? What would you do? So in this situation, because it says reveal, it means that you only get to look at the 5 cards that are actually there. You do not go through a refresh, you do not put the cards back in and refresh and then reveal 2 more. You literally only look at what you're able to. You resolve the effect as much as possible. Now, the misconception for this comes from the old days where brainstormers used to say reveal. And at that point there, with brainstormers, you would still complete your full brainstorm for the number of cards that you need to reveal, regardless of how many cards you have in your deck. This has recently been changed to say flip over, and as a result of that, actually clarifies that you're not revealing. There are 2 different words in the Japanese translations, and as a result of that, it didn't translate correctly when they used reveal for brainstorms. Now though, reveal is done correctly, and you only reveal as many cards as you physically can. Similar as if you're looking up to the top X cards of your deck, and you've got less than the X that you're looking at. So very, very similar situation. Reveal, look at, similar thing, whereas look at is private knowledge. You get to look at it and you keep to look at it, and it's only your own knowledge that gets to see it. Whereas reveal, both players get to see those cards. So yes, revealing cards of an opponent's deck, you do not refresh the deck to make sure you hit the number of cards as stated on the effect. You resolve the effect as much as possible. Point number 3, we're going to be talking about character backups and event counters, and what's the difference between them and when can you play them. So character backups are cards that you can use during your opponent's counter step, and only during your opponent's counter step if you're using the backup effect, whereby you can usually boost power during a counter step, during a front attack, or you can use a certain effect, for example, what we call Starfish, where if your character gains the effect of when it goes to waiting room, you bring it back rested. And you can use character backups regardless of color. You must meet the level requirement of the card, which is also stated in the backup effect. However, you do not have to meet color requirement. The reason for this is because the card never hits the stage. It goes from hand, and the cost of using the backup is send it directly to waiting room. As a result of that, because it never hits the stage or never hits a resolution area, there is absolutely no requirement to meet color on your level or your clock. Event counters are different though. Event counters, again, they've got a level, they have a color, and they have the same icon as a character backup, the little fist. And the difference with this is that because events can be played during your main phase as a standard event, like a spell card in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can also use them as a counter again during your opponent's counter step. And when you actually do this, the card does go into resolution zone, meaning that it must meet level and color requirement in order to actually play it. And that is the core difference between character backups and event counters. Again, character backups, you do not have to have color requirement. Event counters, you do. Topic number 4 today is going to be talking about anti-burn and whether you can use burn counters, or specifically the dealing damage auto effect of burn counters with anti-burn live on the field. Now, anti-burn refers to cards such as Elizabeth from Seven Deadly Sins, or Kaban from Kimono Friends, whereby as long as the condition is met, or again for Elizabeth, it's give the level 3 Meliodas the effect of during this card's battle, your opponent cannot deal damage via your opponent's character's auto effects. And the Kaban, for example, is you cannot deal auto damage of instances of 1 as long as this card is in memory. Now, there's a specific ruling which I'm going to put here, and this is regarding whether when an effect does not state the zone it refers to. So in this situation here, basically it states that if a zone is not said within an effect, it is assumed that it only works for the card on stage, meaning that burn counters are a bit unique here. So the way that burn backups or burn counters work is that they activate their auto effect when you use the backup. Now, to use the backup, the card has to go from hand directly to waiting room. At this point here, the auto effect of the backup to burn that 1 damage activates in waiting room. It does not activate on stage. As a result of that, as mentioned before regarding the no zone requirement actually specified, because the effect doesn't resolve on stage, burn counters still have the opportunity to activate their auto and to actually deal damage. So to summarize, burn counters and their actual burn effect can be used when anti-burn effects are live on your opponent's stage or memory. And topic number 5 that I want to talk about today is when is a card determined as in battle? So when you look at the attack order here, the attack step, the important thing here is that you have a dedicated damage step and a dedicated battle step. The damage step is where any damage is resolved from your soul of your character, whereas the battle step is determined and resolved when a front attack occurs and you have to compare powers between two characters. So you only ever go into the battle step if you declare a front attack. If you declare a side attack or a direct attack, no battle step occurs. Therefore, any during this card's battle effect does not work because there is no battle actually occurring. So if you want to avoid, for example, again, the Lisbeth, which offers anti-burn to the level 3 Meliodas, if you're able to side attack that, because no battle actually occurs, you can do burn attacks or auto burn effects. For example, if you was to combine in Roselia, there is a card that gives a Yukina that gives any Roselia character it can side without soul penalty, and then you can say, for example, use the level 3 Lisa from the extra booster to a side attack, still do the auto burn effect from the climax combo, and then still resolve damage afterwards, even though the Lisbeth anti-burn is live. So yes, if you're front attacking, you are decided as in battle. If you side or direct, you are not in battle, and therefore any during this card's battle effects do not occur and do not resolve. And that is it for today's lesson. I hope you had a fantastic time at the Academy. What do you think to this? Do you like this sort of format? Do you like this more educational, more informative sort of content? I really want to make this a series, and it looks like people on my Discord are really interested in it as well. If there are certain things or certain questions or certain rulings that you're unsure of and you want to have them asked, please put them in the comments below, or again, join my Discord, join the Academy, and join the community where I can answer your questions and maybe do like more of a Q&A session regarding rulings, regarding certain mechanics, regarding card slang, things like that. But I've got loads of ideas regarding this, as well as the community offering loads of fantastic ideas regarding this Weiss Chill Academy. So I really hope that you look forward to seeing that content. And if you do enjoy this, please consider hitting that subscribe button and hit that like button as well, just to make sure you let me know that you're actually enjoying this sort of thing. But that is it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Class is dismissed, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!